Welcome back to Company Growth Partner. My name is Jason, digital marketer, branding expert in Los Angeles, California.
And I'm Matt Borka in Bangkok, Thailand, revenue operations specialist, media buyer, and entrepreneur. What's up?
What is up? We are here to discuss money flexing, and we are going to discuss why money flexing is harmful to your business.
Absolutely. This is probably a topic we discuss time and time again, right? Because we do work with a lot of online service-based businesses where profitability is really there, but then when profitability is good and you have the opportunity to have like 80% profit margins, that can become problematic because too much access to cash can lead to bad decisions, and money flexing has been so trendy on social media that it can lead to massive business problems.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, money flexing is the practice of flaunting your wealth and income earned online, or I guess in other ways, right? How would you define money flexing?
Money flexing is like you just put your money on display. You're playing with open cards. A lot of people appreciate that because it showcases transparency. Like, I made this. I have money to buy this. And some people think it's aspirational to a certain degree. But a lot of times the people who think it's aspirational are also the people who are wasting a tremendous amount of money on ensuring that the money flexing is there, when in reality, the business would really need the money that they invested in the second Lambo and the house and whatever else they're using to flex.
Because really, if you're finding that your business is becoming about maintaining a certain look of wealth, it makes sense that you're just going to start wasting money on maintaining that look of wealth and of success. And that activity of money flexing is ultimately a waste of money because that money could be reinvested in your business.
Yeah, and I think there's two reasons for people doing that, right? One, I finally made it. My business had a breakthrough, and I want to show you guys that I made it. And the other reason is you give in because you don't really know what to talk about online. You want to make content, and I want to get more views. So I'm gonna show the car and all that, and I can afford it. But then in reality, the big guys, the really big guys, the guys who are at like 100 million, they're not flexing because they don't have to, right? And I think it's part of a natural cycle where you feel like you have to flex because now you can afford it and you want to enjoy that wealth. But the big issue is a lot of people are overdoing it so much that it actually blocks them from ever achieving that 100 million or even 10 million because they're so focused on the flexing.
Yeah, and that money needs to be invested in your business, not in expensive luxury items that you can show off on Instagram. One thing we've seen with our own clients and just in the business world at large is why not just make the option to flex with your wins as a business? Like, why not just flex with your testimonials of, success stories? Why do so many business owners feel the need to flex with Lamborghinis and mansions and pools?
Maybe this is going to be a little bit controversial. So Sydney Sweeney, do you know her?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, so her brand is highly sexualized.
Sure.
It is, right? Whether you like her or not. Like, it's highly, 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 highly sexualized. I think she's a really good actress. I don't really think it's necessary to do that because she is talented enough, but she keeps doing it. In my opinion, that sort of sexualized content is the equivalent of money flexing. Like, that's what I'm seeing, where it's like there's so much pressure. Well, that's what everyone is doing, so I kind of need to do it too if I want to be successful. But in reality, the respect would be given no matter what because you are successful, you are talented, and it's really not necessary to do that.
And it can lead to all kinds of problems later that are actually counter to your goals as you're starting to flex your money. Like you might be flexing your money on social media thinking it'll attract new clients, and it might do that for a moment, but eventually you flexing your money could actually push potential clients away. It could be something
Yeah.
that perturbs
I
them.
mean, so I'm currently reading this book called How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis, and he talks about acting big but thinking small. And that is exactly what happens because when you're a beginner, you're starting out, you're thinking big and acting small. But then when you have access to the capital, when you have cash, some people start acting big and thinking small. And I mean, he said it in his book. That was his biggest mistake because he went for the money, the girls, and the drugs, and the eight. He is literally saying that that was the biggest mistake of his entire life. And I think he was worth like 200 to 400 million dollars, right? So don't take it from me, take it from him, right?
Yeah. Well, and we were also talking about the fact that, like, right now, there are a lot of creators you follow, business people who are finding ways to showcase their success, the fact that they've managed to make a living for themselves in the content they're making without money flexing.
A lot of the bigger guys I follow, they don't money flex. They just don't do it, right? There was a time when they enjoy the wealth. Like you can enjoy your wealth, please go ahead and do it. But if you make your content depending on it, like that's where things get tricky. Everyone goes through that cycle. You made your money, you want to enjoy your money. You might buy a nicer house. Cool. But if you feel the pressure of showing off, like you're going to make a very different decision, which might
Mm-hmm.
not be in line with what you actually need to do in terms of what actually makes sense. And then that can lead to all types of problems, especially when you just had your first breakthrough. And in reality, you got to double down on your business instead of doubling down on spending all the money on bullshit. Right?
Yeah, which we've seen so much of. It's easy to get excited by success and to think that then that sort of spending is going to bring more success, but there are so many strategic decisions every business
You
owner
can
has to
you
make.
might be able to see like you'll see more views for sure, right? And then you might see an influx of interest. But are you actually getting the right type of interest? That's what I want to know. Because if everyone who follows you, if they're really only around for the sports cars and stuff, are they really truly going to be around when something happens to you, your family, and your business? Right? Just like in real life, if the relationship is too transactional, is it really worth it? I don't think so.
That right there is a very concise reason to avoid the practice of money flexing, because eventually you're going to be operating in such a way that's not actually sustainable to maintain your business, whether it's, the types of clients you're attracting, whether or not they're in line with your business goals, but then also your spending. It can so quickly get out of hand. So I think we often will advise our clients with Company Growth Partner to find more authentic ways to showcase their success than just showing off how they can spend their money.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you're looking for any of that kind of advice, you should hit us up. Click the link in our bio, Company Growth Partner. We'd love to chat with you.